I just had no sensation down there. Everything was completely desensitized. The only way I would feel much of anything is if I used the death grip. What's up, guys? We're going to be talking about an interesting topic today. I'm going to be going over libido. But before we get to the conversation that I have with Dr. Mutaz, I want to talk about masturbating, beating the meat, the death grip. So the death grip is when you grasp your willy and you furiously masturbate. And it sounds funny, but I've been guilty of doing it, and I know I'm not the only one that's been guilty of doing it. But it can lead to some serious problems because when you do that, when you use all 5 fingers and you grip your penis as hard as you can and you furiously masturbate, you desensitize everything down there. So when it comes time to actually have some action, have some fun, you can't feel anything. So you struggle to keep it up. And when you change positions, it won't stay up hard enough. When you're actually inside, you don't even enjoy yourself because the inside of another person is never going to be the same as using the death grip, as having a really firm grasp as you do with all 5 fingers. It's never going to be the same. So what ends up happening is you just can't keep it up. Now, this is completely unrelated to PEDs. So when you use PEDs, it affects your hormones and your drive, and we're going to get into that with Dr. Mutaz, but this, whether you're on PEDs or not, can destroy your sex life. And it's given me many performance issues because I have been with several people in the past where I could not perform as a result of using the death grip. But I didn't really put 2 and 2 together for a long time after I started doing it. I didn't even realize what I was doing was wrong. It got so bad to the point where I had chafed the center of my penis from using that death grip because as lifters, we have calloused hands. And the center of your penis lines up just with the callus, so when you beat it as hard as you can, you don't realize you're doing it because it's like a slow buildup, especially if you're not getting much action and you're masturbating more than you're having sex. It goes from, okay, maybe you don't start with a death grip, but you end up with a death grip at some point. Not everyone has experienced this, I know that. But I'm just speaking from my experience, and people have confided in me saying that they struggle with performance issues, so I always ask them, like, well, how do you masturbate? So a simple solution for this problem is, well, number one, not using all 5 fingers. I did a no-fap for about 2 weeks to let the skin down there that had been chafed heal up, and then when I had a healthy libido from not fapping, I started just with literally 2 fingers, and it got the job done. And I was mind blown. I was like, wait, I think I finally found the solution to my ED, because I did have ED for what felt like a really long time, and I did have a strong libido at this point, but I just had no sensation down there. Everything was completely desensitized. The only way I would feel much of anything is if I used the death grip. So once I took that 2 weeks of no fap, used 2 fingers, I regained and maintained that sensitivity ever since. This has been years since I've done this, and I've had no issue with performance ever since. Now I use 3 fingers. Let me know if it's TMI, comment below. No, but seriously, guys, this is something that I've had struggled with for a long time. It gave me many self-esteem and confidence issues. I wouldn't go out and meet people. And, you may find something embarrassing to speak about, but it's something that I think a large percent of us deal with. Just don't use all 5 fingers. Don't use the death grip. Use 2, at the most 3 fingers. And when I discovered this years ago, it felt like I had a breakthrough because I've been using that 3-finger rule ever since, and like I said, I've never had an issue with sensitivity down there. And I've never gone back to using all 5 fingers. But no one really tells you how to beat your meat, how to fap, right? There's no guidebook. You just do it. You just, one day, I remember the first time I fapped, no one told me how to fap. You just put your hand down there and just do what feels good. But it got, like I told you, to a point where I needed to use so much force to finish that I was chafing down there and I couldn't perform because nothing, like I said, another person will never feel the same as squeezing your willy as hard as you can with all 5 fingers. So guys, try the 2 or 3-finger rule. It might change your life. It might save a relationship. And we are going to jump right in to this conversation about libido with Dr. Mutaz. I hope you like it. What's up, guys? I am here at Panos Gym, the best bodybuilding gym in Dubai, with Dr. Mutaz. All right, thanks for having me again. And we are going to go over a very controversial topic today. So I've had lots of experience with this myself in my early days of getting into PEDs. When I was first starting off, I had no idea what I was doing. And more than a dozen times, I have been with someone new, someone that I haven't slept with before, someone that I was either dating or maybe it was a one-night stand or something along those circumstances, and I couldn't get it up. And sometimes it would be nerves, first-time nerves, performance anxiety, but the performance anxiety came after. So what came before the performance anxiety was when I had the libido, the drive to do it, but my willy wasn't cooperating. It would not work. So either it wouldn't get up at all, or it would get up and we'd change position, it would go soft, or even during my favorite position, the easiest position, which would be me and missionary, it would go soft after just a few strokes, not even a few seconds. So Dr. Mutaz is here to save the day for those who have been in a similar position, because as a man, we have the pressure to perform. I think women have a bit easy when it comes to this because we never know if they're really enjoying it, if they're actually turned on or not, but we have a dead giveaway. Once it goes soft, they know something's up and they think it's them. They think, oh, he doesn't find me attractive, but there's so much more to do with it than that. So can you please shine some light on this topic?
Yes, this is a very interesting topic, especially because you are men. So a lot of athletes would be shy talking about this, or let's say they don't want to date, they avoid everything. As Larry say, this is like when you start using the performance enhancement drugs, first of couple days, sometimes 2 weeks, we have strong erection, everything's going perfect. Also the libido high, everything good. Once, as Larry say, the libido start go down, sometimes shut down, zero, no libido. If you see any girls naked, nothing happens. Like my brother beside me, So sometimes when start doing, let's say, 6 first seconds, strong erection, as say Larry, change position, the erection gone. Or if you don't mentally focus, also gone. Most of the time, the female or the women, they feel it, but they don't want to embarrass you. So keep it silent. Maybe Larry, today you are maybe training too much. Larry, today maybe not sleeping well. Or let's say you don't eat food well. So make excuse for us, but we cannot take this all the time. Now, why this happens to us? Many reasons, but I will focus the most important reason and why. First of all, using performance drug enhancement, but which the performance enhancement increase this issue. Decadrabolin make it this issue, plus trombolone acetate, enanthate, hexyl, paracolan, all kind of trombolone make this happen to us. Why make the erection go or not hardness or less libido because the hormone called prolactin. The decadrabolin and tropolone actually increase the prolactin in secondary way. When you increase the prolactin, as you know, the prolactin for female when start pregnancy and for the breastfeeding is normal hormone. And as male, when using the decadrabolin and tropolone, you should know that high the level of prolactin. When prolactin go high, this issue will happen. When prolactin go too down, also will be happen. Some of athletes make let's say smart. They're using some drugs, dystonics, to make the prolactin level go down. But if the prolactin level go too much down and or too much high, will be the risk to see the less in libido and less in the erection. So anyone have this problem, my suggestion to make the prolactin and estrogen lab test. We'll see the prolactin maybe less than 1 or 0 plus the estrogen. This is two hormones related to the libido and erection. To avoid this problem, you should always maintain like balance. You don't want the estrogen and prolactin too high, and you don't want them too low. Plus, that this is the two hormone also responsible for something, the gynecomastia,
Yes.
the bruising in the breast for the males. So this is two hormones, two critical hormones. Most of the performance enhancement drugs increase estrogen, but specific to tropolone and decadrabolin increase the prolactin. Most of the cases, the prolactin responsible for the lose the libido and the erection. This is why.
Understood. Now, when I first had ED, it was when I was taking decadrabolin.
Yeah.
My first experience with Deca, I was 18 years old. I was running way more than I should have. I went very high, and the libido and the ability to maintain an erection was gone after about a month of me starting decadrabolin. Now, of course, after experience, I've learned not to take too much decadrabolin. So the more deca you take, the more it raises your prolactin.
Yes.
And does it also raise your estrogen as well, the more deca you take?
Yes.
So it raises both.
Increasing both, but the most things, don't forget that testosterone increase the estrogen. Decadrabolin in secondary way increase the prolactin. So both is not good. So should be maintained. And always do lab test. I don't know if they do lab test every month, but this is the best way to can control, because not me, not anyone can know. Let's say some of them make them smart. I will take let's say 1 ml testosterone and 1 ml decadrabolin, let's say per week. But some of the body different responsible, different physiology. Maybe Larry take 2 ml, nothing happened. Maybe I take 1 ml, destroy me. So we cannot say the minimum dose like this or the high dose like this. Maybe small amount make big side effects, and some let's say Larry take high amount, make nothing for him. So different physiology, different bodies. We cannot make as let's say rule and take the minimum dose. Some of them I say only I take once. I know cases they use 1 ml, make a lot of problems with them. So we cannot make minimum dose or high dose, nothing, because different physiology.
And that's perfect example, because when I first used Deca, I was 18, a teenager.
Yes.
So my hormones were much different then to my most recent use of Deca, when it was only a few months ago I used it. I was using the same as I used when I was a teenager, and I had no issue at all.
Yes.
I didn't need to take Dosinex, I didn't need to take any anti-estrogen.
Yes.
I literally just took testosterone and decadrabolin, and I had no, it didn't affect my libido negatively at all.
Yes, very important. Now I come to my mind. Some of times maybe make lab test, prolactin good, estrogen good, testosterone good, LH good, FSH good, everything good. I suggest to do lab test called 6 hormone binding globin, SHGB. This, let's say, the carrier for the 6 hormones. Sometimes if you have missing in this carrier, we have this problem. Everything, I see the lab test, everything is good, but we have missing in this lab, in this hormones, 6 hormones bilirubin. So also we can make this lab test for this hormone. We can see how the carrier for the hormones. Because as you know, the hormones, when our bodies produce, need carrier to move inside our body.
Okay. Would that explain the difference in why, when I was a teenager, I had problem, and then now I'm 25 and I haven't used it since until this year. I have no problem. Would that explain why?
Because in 18s you should know our bodies stop growing, and the reproductive systems stop everything. Being mature at 21. So when you're 18, still you are young. Your hormones level naturally is high. Your body is producing high. So that's why when using something in this age, make miss in your body system. That's when they ask me, can you recommend us to use performance enhancers? I say no. But if you decide to use, don't use before 21. This is always my advice. I don't recommend to use, but if you decide to use, this is your decision to use performance enhancements, don't use before 21.
Understood. How do you feel about things like Cialis and Viagra? Because I think it's just a Band-Aid. It's not a solution to the problem. It's just a temporary fix. When I had libido issues years ago, everything has been working good now, thankfully. But when I did have the issue, I would take a Cialis, and I felt like it was just taking a Band-Aid because you're able to maintain an erection, but the drive isn't there, so you're having sex, but you're not enjoying it.
Yes.
I remember my mind going elsewhere. Like I was getting the job done, but I wasn't enjoying it.
Yes.
So what would you advise to people who may be going through the same issue? Like right now, they don't know what the hormone levels are with their prolactin and estrogen. But they still need to perform.
Yes.
Right.
Need to perform. For me, I don't like Viagra at all because it increases the blood pressure, make hot flushes, headache sometimes. I don't like it. But let's say if you have a girlfriend or you are married and want, to solve this issue, temporary, I recommend always use Cialis, but 5 mg will be daily dose in the morning, like therapy, not like when I use for the performance, no. Because as you all know, Viagra and Cialis use before performance 2 hours. No, use the minimum dose of Cialis, 5 mg, 5 milligram, daily in the morning, will feel better till solve this problem. Maybe you have good erection, but still maybe you don't have libido. Maybe you need some, to play, to enjoy it, but we don't have like before. But this is fine at meantime. This is the most things I recommend. Plus, always I prefer to use ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, as you know, most of them, maybe a lot of who see us, the ashwagandha is a herb things. It's good for the central nervous system, for the nerves. So it's good. So I recommend use also ashwagandha.
And will that stimulate the libido?
Not for libido, only erection.
Okay.
Libido, we cannot know how they work before we see the lab test.
Of course.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay.
Maybe prolactin too low. Maybe prolactin too high. Maybe estrogen too low. Some of them we have zero libido, estrogen less than normal, prolactin less than normal. Most of them.
Okay. And is there any natural remedy to fix the libido other than after getting a lab test and they know what their prolactin estrogen is? Are there any natural remedies you recommend? Anything to naturally enhance the libido?
Yes, we always give them supplement stuff, zinc, selenium, triples, something called the ferment. I don't know. I will put in the video. They give you the good spelling. Is something natural also. This is the 4 things always will use. Zinc, selenium, turbilas, and the 4 things we'll put in the video.
And is it just one or all of the above?
No, every day you should use it.
All of them?
All of them, every day. During the using performance enhancement to avoid this problem.
Understood. Okay. Wow, that was very informative.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will be getting I will be getting that stack for myself because there's nothing like having a good, healthy libido.
Yes, of course.
If you guys enjoyed this video and can take something from this video that helped you, please follow Dr. Mutaz. Reach out to him if you have any questions. He'll get back to you when he can. Comment below if there are any other topics that you think Dr. Mutaz and I should cover. A couple that we have that we're going to create moving forward will be post-psychotherapy.
On psychotherapy and songs.
And songs, yes. So we will have those coming soon to the channel. But if there's anything else you'd like us to discuss, please comment below. Thank you guys, and see you on the next one.